Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive good God and truth of you and your lives to only cross bigger and better infinitely forever. You know, if you watch the news, right, which I kind of detest doing these days, right, you will see that Donald Trump has waged war on immigration, as an immigration crisis, and he's waged war, right, on homelessness, okay? But I'd just like to say this, man, let's not wage war. I know that's how he can get all his things done. And these are real issues that we have to deal with. I mean, you can't have just anybody crossing your borders. It's unsafe, right? And you can't have people, right, in tents all up and down through your cities, right? It's unhygienic. It's poverty ridden, and on top of that, right, you know, the kids are exposed to all this when they go to school. People are exposed to this. It's not decent for society. But like I explained a couple posts back in my video, right, or not my video, but in my post with my video, right, I went on Meta and I looked up how much it would be if everybody in the country, right, contributed a nickel a day, okay? For one day, if everybody just put in a nickel, right, to help out homeless, it comes to $17 million. Now, if we did this, right, a nickel a day for a year, right, it comes out to like 6,400,000,000 some odd million, I do believe. I can't tell you exactly. But here's the thing about it, right? Now, let's say we can't, you know, you can't feed the world with one loaf of bread. We know this. But if we take this money, right, and we start out in areas that we know are poverty stricken, with homelessness, and with immigration, okay, because I want to get to the immigration part of it, right? And instead of locking these people up or whatever, you know, create temporary housing, right? Where if a fool starts acting any kind of crazy way you can't deal with, you send them home, okay? Now, some people are nuts. You know, you got some people that are really out of their minds. They don't want to be in a house. It's got nothing to do with drugs. It's got nothing to do with poverty. They just don't want to be in a house. For those folks, right, you help relocate them somewhere where they can survive. But what you don't do is you don't go through destroying the only little bit of things they got in this world, right? Talking about you're cleaning up the city and trashing out their lives like they ain't nothing, because they are something. You hear me? I've been homeless myself, you see. I come from a poor family. My mom, right, she had 18 brothers and sisters, man. She told me they were so poor they had to eat raccoon, man. They had to split up a raccoon and eat that when they were kids, man. And I believe that, you see. They all grew up deficient, you know, of vitamins and minerals. It did things to their minds and stuff, you know. I understand how poverty and how homelessness and how the deficiency of not having the right nutrients will destroy you. You hear me, man? And it's a whole bunch of nonsense. Like I said, if we did it for a day, we could take that 17 million, go to an affected area with homelessness. We could take half of it, right? Put them in temporary housing, even if it's just a modern day shack that looks like a little spot, one of them little homes, right? And we could take the other half, right? And anybody who is an illegal immigrant, right? We can create a service, right, where they can come to, right, where we can provide them with the assistance to, one, get legalization if they can. Two, if we send them back home, right, we can at least give them a start where they're going with enough money and resources to make it back there, because evidently they couldn't make it. That's why they came over here. And on top of that, right, we can weed the garden of the immigration through each city that we go to. But you can't do it, man, calling in the National Guard and fighting with people and disrupting lives. Listen, I want to tell you something about this immigration, this immigration policy of yours, Trump. It's trash. What do these people do, man? When they come home and their kids are snatched up, or their kids come home and their mom and dad snatched up, or the people they're paying their rent to, or the public utilities, man, that are receiving funds for these people, or housing, or whatever it is, right? Just instantly stops. It's a collapse on society. See, this is a trickle-down effect. I'm going to explain something to you. Even if the society is fluffed up with illegal immigrants, right? There's still a backbone of legal citizens, right? That depend on that function. Now, you could say, well, that none of that's supposed to exist. Well, maybe not in that way, but it's supposed to exist. Listen to me. We are a nation of immigrants. You hear me? We are people that have struggled and come to a better enlightened way as a free land, man. A lover of peoples. You hear me? We're all somebody's baby, man. We're all somebody's children. We're all human beings. And it's just sick. What it looks like to me, man, it looks to me like Trump is clearing out all these immigrants. Now, I want to tell you what happened in the city I lived in. Prior to the federal government coming through, back in the late 90s, we had a jail, and the max capacity of this jail held 500 people. Okay? And this place was like this since, I guess, the 1960s, I believe. Now, I might be wrong about that. It was old, though. You hear me? And they came in with the federal government, and they built a jail that holds 1,500 people, man, give or take. I believe that's the amount. And it's 3 football fields long. Now, you want to talk about something that's jacked up with immigration, man. The federal government used it as a federal holding facility for these immigrants. And what they did is, instead of making the effort to stop them at the border and make them come in right, they let them flood our town, right? And they let our businesses and our industries, right, become dependent on that flux on us, man. You hear me? And then they built these big old jails. So now, right, now that all these jails and all these places are empty, they need to fill them up. So these slave masters, right, these slave masters, I'll explain to you why, can have jobs, you hear me, and can feel justified with the bad, evil, sinful lawbreakers of them. But I'm going to explain something to you, man. Jesus said, all who is without sin be the one to cast the first stone. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be that guy. Listen to me, man. To cross one more positive than negative always with your leadership is the only way you can add up, stay, or be lasting good as truth. It's the only consistent way, right, that you can only be bigger and better for what you do here and now. It's the only consistent way, right, that can make you alive and well forever. And all of these things are deficiencies of fools of faith. You see, all faith is a gamble and a crapshoot. It has positive variables, you see, but they're not lasting good as truth, because no faith knows that that's the only good truth of it, to do more positive than negative always. So no faith is good as truth. And in reality, check all the deficiencies of the world at every angle from the inside out at 360 degrees, right? Comes back to the leadership of faith that is no good as truth. And since Adam, right, has been crisscrossing, blind leading blind, right? Undefined, hallucinating, nutty, fruity snakes, bushwhackers out of their minds, man. Listen to me. The absolute of all things negative one too long is the one nothing of them here and now. And if you agree in any way, right, to any kind of policies as law enforcement, right, that doesn't absolutely bring all we are of mankind, of what the reality check of them is, right, back more positive than negative to be good as truth, well, that leadership is not only killing itself, it's also killing you, because you are blindly following it, man, to death, man. And all the good you are of officers of the law, of warriors for freedom, right, and truth, right, and the good justice of America just ain't there. You hear me? It ain't there. It's the freaking Gestapo. He's going from one poverty-stricken peoples and to another. Do you understand this? It's no good as truth. You see, and in reality, right, every time you cross negative with negativity, that is the incarnate devil of all things. That is the he shaft of you, right, with your faith, because it's the only way you can cross negative with negativity. All else is crossing more positive than that. They know the good truth of negativity. It should only be nothing in their lives. Absolutely, positively. Have not a faithful doubt. So when you cross with faith, no, it's a he shaft on your matter. And it causes the neutrons, right, that aren't neutral, right, that are stabilized by the higher power of the proton of you, man, to become unstable. You hear me? And they become slightly radioactive, or they turn into protons, which is still just negative of a neutron, okay? And it causes parts of your body to mutate. And this is why you disintegrate, decay, and die. You cannot agree to follow policy, man, if the head of you isn't more positive than negative. It's no good as truth to its body, to your body, to anybody. You hear me? And it's the damn it man devil of all things. It's Antichrist as hell. You're supposed to be like antibodies of matter from Mother Earth, man. You hear me? Only crossing her and all we are, Pista Sophia, right? All space and time, man. More positive than negative, man. It's the only way, absolutely, have not a faithful doubt, you can add up as truth, consistently lasting only to a bigger, better here and now of you, you see? And this is why none of these dynasties have made it, man. None of these realms of multi-worlds or dimensions of multiple universes are here, or any of that, man. See, we live in a more positive universe than a negative one. So says the here and now of it. An atom, which you are made of, right, the male ones of you, are more positive than any negativity of the here and now of them. They can't even be destroyed by a black hole, okay? When you bond more positive with your matter than anything negative, you are good as truth, man. You hear me? A fucking nuke could drop on you, man, and you will be the absolute bigger, better here and now of it, good as truth, more positive than negative, because you can't destroy that. That doesn't kill anything. That doesn't die in anything, man. The only thing that does is kill negativity to one nothing, one neutral nothing of you, you see? Your whole body's made of indestructible atom matter, man. And as long as you keep it more positive than negative, it is good to the truth of its shape, form, and mass, man. To be more positive than negative is the only light, joy, warmth, good God, or truth, Holy Spirit, for everlasting peace, all of all will ever know or be. It's the state that all of all embody a matter of solid, liquid, gas, plasma, of the buildings, trees, you, me, atom, matter, creation of existence, of every body, of everything, right? It's stated good as truth. And can only cross to an absolute bigger, better here and now of you. It's the only state that every dimension in time and space that you could think of is created in every shape, form, and mass of the God of all I am, of for everlasting peace to exist in. Okay? The good God and truth of Jesus Christ of all I am. Jesus said, where two or more come together in my name, I am there. Where two or more atoms cross and bond, more positive than negative, Christ-like, they make the good God and truth of every body, of everything. Not to exclude every dimension of time and space you can think of, and again, every shape, form, and mass of the God of Allah of all for everlasting peace I am. Holy with the Spirit of God of all I am. The full thief man, God, King, Adam man first evolved, the triple male of all I am. And that is a fact of God check, man. Get it together. God, truth, a reality check. Peace.